Good morning. Okay, so not the same morning as yesterday morning. The ice is melting. We are going to warm up today. I'm not going to have to tend to the wood stoves today. Mr. Fiber has gone to work. So we'll be talking about that in just a minute. I did complete the first part of my project, so we're going to do the next part of my project. So anyway, how are you guys today? Let me just set this, I'm going to just set this down for just a minute. We're going to talk for just a minute before we start. As you can tell, I sound horrible again. I do have my coffee here, and I know that Miss Kayla, Llama Mama Kayla, was not feeling very well this week. And I had wondered if I had missed her videos, and I didn't because I've been watching the Alec Murdaugh double homicide case out of South Carolina, the trial. And I thought maybe I had missed her, and I went over to see, and I didn't realize that she had been sick. And so, Llama Mama Kayla, I hope you feel better and get all that straightened out. But in her honor, I'm using my New Orleans cup from Louisiana. And I wanted to show you the coffee that I picked yesterday, that white chocolate. So it was a white chocolate strawberry cup that I had yesterday. And oh, I was going to bring the other cup over here, so I may stop it again. But that was by Crazy Cups. Crazy Cups, white chocolate strawberry. So a little trash can right there. Let me go get the other one. And I am in my jammies, y'all. So today I have a vanilla hazelnut, and the company on this one is Van Hout. H-O-U-T-T-E, so Van Hout. Or Van Hoyt. But I think Hoyt would be a Y. But vanilla hazelnut. That is today's coffee. And I'm not putting any creamer in these because I want to get a full flavor profile from the coffee. I may be doing a little sniffing, just so y'all know. It smelled incredible when it was, you know, standing in front of the machine. It was like, oh, I could smell the hazelnut. That's good. So no creamer, but I did put a little sugar in here. And if you're unsure what I'm doing, this is an ode to Llama Mama Kayla, who did an advent during December where she was making a Rwanda, and she was drinking coffee from a box of coffee that she got from a subscriber. And I ordered mine through Amazon, and I got the decaf because I am having AFib issues. So I am on the decaf for the most part. I have 1 cup of caffeine, which I've already had this morning. I like that. And I noticed yesterday that when it cooled off, I could taste more of the flavor. And it may be the same way with this one. Also, I used to sell essential oils, and I had my own line, and it was called the Essential Blossom. And I don't have any left to sell, in case you guys are wondering. If you have questions, you can email me, because I can answer quite a few questions about essential oils. The one that I have got running in my diffuser right now is peppermint. Peppermint essential oil. Yesterday I had the Breathe Right, and that's my favorite. It has laurel leaf in it, and it's supposed to open up the passageways. But today I went with peppermint. So here after a while, I may go back and put some of that Breathe Right in there and see if I can't open this up again. All right, let me show you Again, using my Naughty Knitting Sack from Naughty Knitting Sack's Etsy store. Her name is Katie. Get my hook. And this is the yarn that I used yesterday, so this is going to get put away now. Yesterday we used the Brava Worsted in the color Salt and Pepper Speckle. So that's going to get put away, and I'll bring it back out the second half of the month. And here is how what I've got so far. And here's what I decided, in case you guys want to make one along with me, or you're watching this back and you're like, how'd you do that? I like how it turned out. I started with 78 and I wound up with 76 single crochets. So I chained 78 and then I joined with a slip stitch, and then I did single crochets on that first row, and I came down to 76. And then I marked it with my little marker to see where my start was. And then I did my second row was a row of double crochets, just double crochets and no increases, okay? And then I took notes here. When I started on row 3, at first I was going to do just 4 increases evenly around, and I did have to take a couple rows out. It wasn't laying like I wanted it to. I turned my fan on. Now I'm hot. May have to turn my heaters down because we are thawing out. We're already above freezing. So Mr. Fiber was able to go to work. Mr. Fiber has to drive it's about a 45-minute trip from here to work and 45-minute back. In the last 2 days, he was unable to make that drive because of the ice on the roads. And so today, since everything is, and you may be able to hear the dripping and the dropping and so I do have a little bit of tree branches over the top of the she shed. And we're starting to defrost, so everything's dripping outside. So row 3, when I went all the way back to row 3 because I was all the way up to row 5 when I stopped. Went back to row 3 and started doing the increases on the 9s. So every 9 stitches, I added a second stitch in that same stitch. So row 3, it was double crochet in 9 and add 1 in there. Double crochet 9 and add 1. Double crochet 9 and add 1, and that was on row 3. Row 4, I did 2 stitches in every 10th stitch. Row 5 in every 11th stitch. Row 6 in every 12th stitch. And on row 7, I did 0 increases just to stabilize. And now let me show you. Now, when I start this next color, I'm going to do, that will be row 8, and I will do it on the 13. So I will continue the increases at every increase spot. So it's in all the same spots, and it'll be carried out as we go along. Instead of trying to do them differently on each row, I decided to keep them the same. All right, let me show you. Haven't done my ends yet. And I think that this will, once it has some weight on it, it will lay completely down. It's not laying completely down in the back, but I think it will. And I really like where it's sitting. I do think I'm going to have to go back and do like a little bit of a something right here along the neckline, because I don't like the way it pops up. And I think it will look really pretty with another row of single crochet. And don't say crab stitch, because I hate the crab stitch. Just saying. I know y'all like it, but my dyslexic brain and left hand, that crab stitch doesn't work for me. But anyway, so that's where we're at right now. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking from the bag of yarn that Mr. Fiber has put together for me, and I'm just reaching in and grabbing yarn. Oh, wow, another light one, but that's okay. This one is Warm and Cozy. The color is Parchment. 317 yards. Normally $4.99 at Hobby Lobby, because this is a Yarn Bee yarn. And 79% acrylic, 13% nylon, 9% polyester. It's a number 4 weight. Now this is a little bit of a lighter 4 for me. It's got like a little bit of a twist on it, and it's got a halo. It's Christy from Crochet Creations by Christy. She's always talking about the halo. US size 8 needles. The gauge is a 4x4 inch square. You will get 17 stitches and 21 rows. Now that's the knitting. Why they don't put crochet? Odd that they didn't put both on here. So US size 8 would be a 5mm. Now on the Brava, it's a little bit bigger, and I am using an I9, which is a 5.5mm. So that's not too far off on this. Now let me see if I can get in here and get the goods. There's always a little yarn barf. Okay. Where's the end? All right, y'all talk amongst yourselves. Got the two ends all confused. Okay, that's one. Oh, good grief. Y'all know what I'm going to do, don't you? Which one is this? Okay, this one. This is the wrong one. All right, I'm going to stop it and fix it. Okay. So, I got it. That's just a little snip. It's okay. It'll be fine, really. This will be a scrap. This goes in the scrap pot. Go in the scrap pot with that. All right, let's put it over there on my cart, and let's get another drink, because we deserve another drink after playing with that. Now that it's cooling down, I definitely taste the hazelnut. With what I can taste and smell with this head today. As you guys know, I had the flu last week, so I don't know that I'm totally over it yet. And obviously, the sinus issues are going to continue. And that's okay, because I still feel a lot better than I did. I'm going to continue to add my yarn in at the same spot. Also, in case you're wondering, we're going to go in there. We're going to add that. Yarn over, make a single crochet. Oh, you know what? I forgot that that yarn is very clingy. I forgot that I put my stitch marker through my stitch and through the spot where I ended up, which means I have a live stitch right there. Forgot I did that because I'm smarter than I think I am. All right, now we're going to put this. Y'all, these nails are going to get cut back a little bit. I have loved having these nails, but I tell you, they're getting a little cumbersome, and I have lifted one. It has lifted, and it's not fun when you hit them because they hurt a little bit. I love them. I'm going to keep them. All right, so that's my live stitch. So all I'm going to do is pull that through that live stitch. Tighten that up a little bit. Make sure there's a tail there. And then now we're going to yarn over and go back into that same stitch and do my elongated double crochet. Now I'm going to continue with the double crochets because I think it's going to give me a good structure out to the edge. I want to go out over my shoulders and down a little bit before I change any of my stitches. I am going to use other stitches, but I'm winging it. I don't know what stitches I'm going to use, but I really want to keep the double crochets until I get out here, just for the structure here on the yoke. After that, it's whatever. Okay, now this is row number 13, and we are doing, no, it's row number 8, and we're doing on the 13, we're doing our increase, because Mr. Fiber wanted me to do 7 rows of each color, in case you're wondering what that's all about. So that's 2, because this is the month of love, y'all. February is the month of love, so I thought it would be good to do a project where Mr. Fiber was involved. And that's my way of doing that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is definitely feeling lighter. But we're going to go with it, because that's what we picked. Okay. So today is Thursday, February the 2nd, and I believe today is Groundhog Day. Happy Groundhog Day, y'all. We're thawing out. Maybe that's a sign. I don't know about the groundhog, but that's a sign that we're thawing out. Maybe we're done with our winter. Who knows? Okay, that's the 13. And now we do the double. And you can, I can see it from down below. Right there. Yeah. Okay, good. Looking good. I know Sturbs is over it. He's over the whole not going outside thing. I mean, he goes outside to go potty, but we don't get to go to our walk-in. We have not really gone anywhere. It's been a week since he's been in the car, and he usually gets to go to the post office or something. All right, today I said we would talk more about food. So as you know, yesterday I told you about some of my health stuff's going on, but I don't have anything. It's not major, you guys. It's not major until I go and they tell me something that's like, you know, we'll see. So not major yet. This is just all preliminary stuff that I'm getting done. And not really worried about it. Because if I worry about it, then it will cause me anxiety. And if I have anxiety, I will definitely have AFib, because that contributes greatly to the episodes when I have anxiety. So here's how that color is looking also. Y'all can just see it there. I can't believe I picked another neutral color. Mr. Fiber probably intended, okay, here's a light one, and then here's a darker one, and I'm using all the light ones. Which, it's gonna look great around my face though, you know. And these colors will get used again, and they'll be in they won't be in the same order. Because I will put them aside, and then I'll put them, if I hadn't said this yet, I'll put them aside, and then I'll put them back in the bag. And I think I have to sneeze. Hold on. Anyway, they'll get recirculated, so it'll be all right. So food, okay. Yesterday I said we would talk about that, and here's what I have to say, and that is, I had switched over in, I believe it was July of last year, to a whole food, plant-based diet. And I was trying very desperately to adhere to that. I was feeling really good. I got great results for weight loss with that. I lost like 20-something pounds. My fibromyalgia was not bothering me. My allergies had gotten a little bit better. The allergies really takes a while. Just so y'all know, when you make food changes, it takes a while. And that is because that is in the gut. And I had a lot of really good results from it. But it's really hard right now because there are people who do the whole food plant-based diet, and they consider it a way of life, and they just do what they do after a while, after doing it for a while, when it becomes a lifestyle, and they don't have a issue with the cost or the steps that they have to take to do that. But I think it takes a while, and I don't know that I was doing it for long enough to where it became an actual lifestyle for me. So, am I still eating plant-based? I'm trying. I'm trying to eat as much fruit and vegetables as I can. And I'm trying not to eat meat or cheese. So, meat and dairy. But I'm not 100%. And I don't feel like I'm going to be 100%. I don't know that I can say, okay, I am whole food plant-based for life, or I am vegan for life. or even vegetarian at that, I feel like I am going to kind of find some sort of a sweet spot with my eating style, whatever I decide. I know that I need to eat healthier. I know I need to avoid the processed foods. I need to try to avoid as much sugar as I can. I need to try not to do as much salt. Obviously, with the AFib issues, salt is an issue. So I had already really cut back on salt anyway. I don't use a whole lot of it. I like it though. So it will be something I have to be careful with. But I'm not going to stress myself out over it all. Because as far as I'm concerned, what I was doing before was extremely stressful for me. It just didn't mesh with my lifestyle. It didn't mesh with, yeah, Mr. Fiber, I have to consider whether he, wanted to do it or not. And something y'all don't know about Mr. Fiber, and that is he's very easy to get along with, but he's going to do his thing no matter what. So it wouldn't have mattered if I'd said this whole house is going to be plant-based. He'll go get what he wants. I mean, he's going to do his own thing. It's not like I'm going to force him to do anything. So, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with him being his own guy, However, if I were to, whatever I cook, he's very good about eating it. If there's something that I make and he's like, yeah, I ain't eating that, he'll eat the other parts. The stuff he will eat. He just eats more of that. And so I don't have any problem with the cooking. I still, he still eats meat, and on occasion so do I. And I have choices here. Normally I will go to HEB is the place that I really like to get. Like I do an order, I make an order online and then I just go and pick it up. And they're very, very good about the choices that they make for me. Really good about it. They do a nice job about the things that they put in my cart whenever I make my choices. And I have very little. I do this with Aldi, and I will say this about Aldi. I like Aldi as well. However, they don't make the best choices. I think that they just have a limited supply. Their supply is not as much as what HEB does. Their HEB I think they're just a bigger store. And I have, but just know, I have to drive to Abilene for that. And Abilene I am about an hour north of Abilene here in Texas. So I do have to drive to go get it, which is no big deal. I don't mind doing it. And a lot of times I just put Serbs in the car and we just go. I will go to Abilene, I will pick up my groceries, and then I will stop and I will fill up with gas because gas is cheaper there. It's running, I had this discussion with my daughter. She is in the New Orleans area. And she said our gas prices are the same. They've been running very close to the same, and they never used to be. But this week, when we filled up, it was about $3.29 here in town. But if I go to Abilene, I can get it under $3. So there's that. So when I go, I just fill up because, it's cheaper. So I eat vegan mayonnaise. I use some convenience things. I eat a vegan butter. I have learned now, I ate regular butter the other day on my toast, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the taste of the butter. I'm like, okay, that's different. I don't necessarily like the flavor of some of the meats either after not eating it. My tastes have changed. And I was not eating as much meat anyway. Something had changed in my body to where I was eating smaller portions of meat and most of the time not liking the flavor. So I don't know what that's all about. I just know it's a thing for me. Oop, I missed it. It's right there. It's hard to count and talk, y'all. Oh, yep, this is the one. This one gets 2. So it's a learning. I have to learn. My body, I feel, tells me when it comes to like what I like. I feel like our bodies are a mechanism of what's going on within the body, and that we crave foods for different reasons and all of those things. Now, is there a lot of science out there saying that the whole salt, fat, sugar, that we want that? Yes. It's a real science. The science is there. So I am aware of that. Okay. But I think what I'm talking about goes beyond that. That it's something that our bodies are like, you know, I bought a bag of grapefruits. I just really wanted grapefruits. And I've gotten down to the last 2 or 3 grapefruits, and now I don't really want them. Because I think that my body was wanting whatever was in the grapefruit. I was craving those grapefruits because there was something I was needing. So I hope that makes sense to you guys when I say that. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to learn a new way of eating, simply because I have to be careful now of heart-related, even though I don't know that I have a... Okay, I'm not calling it a heart problem, but it puts me in that family. When I went to the doctor for the flu, they told me to take quercetin because of the AFib, that I should not be taking the Sudafed, which is a stimulant. They also, from my research, are saying to cut back on the caffeine and the sugar because those are stimulants also. So I'm trying to pay attention and just work my way through it all. I'm just working my way through it one day at a time, you guys. Oh, goodness. So that is my food story for today. I am trying to eat better. I am trying to behave. Behaving is difficult for me. In case you didn't know. Hi, my name is Jill. I have a failure to behave. I cannot be trusted to behave all on myself. I treat other people much better than I treat myself. Just say it. Oh, goodness. Now, tomorrow is Friday, and tomorrow is a stitch and crime. I will still be having, every day I will be having my sit down with you guys. And then any lives that I have, we will continue to have those. Okay, we're still going to have them. So some days I'm going to have more than one video. In one day. So like I'll have this during the day, and then in the evening we'll have our live. And I know it won't be a problem, but I don't want y'all to feel overwhelmed. It's just something I'm doing this month. Okay. I'm going to continue to add this in. Man, these look really good together, I can tell you that. Mr. Fiber has a way with color. He really knows. Did I tell you? Parchment was that color. And I will do 7 rows of this, and what I will do, I will do my increases, and I'll continue to put it on and try it on and see how it's laying. Now, if you guys have any questions for me, you know, anything you want me to, you know, you want to ask me a question and have me answer it while I'm doing these sit downs with you, I would be glad to do that. Just leave me a comment down below. If you don't want to ask it in the comments, you're more than welcome to email me. I'll put my email. My email's always down below, but it's fiberflooziecrafts@gmail.com. If you're making the poncho and you want to send me a picture, you can do that. You can tag me on Instagram. I'm fiberflooziecrime. Here, I'm fiberflooziecrime. My website, it will say fiberflooziecrime when you get there, but to get there, you use fiberflooziecrafts.com. The Facebook group is Fiberfloozie Crafts. I have not changed that over because it goes along with my business page, which is also Fiberfloozie Crafts. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go finish my coffee, watch some more of the trial, and we'll talk a little bit more about the trial tomorrow. And I hope you guys will join me for that. And I'll see you then. Have a wonderful day. Have fun today. And I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.